Sometimes the moment in sports is so legendary, the commentary literally becomes its soundtrack. Well, today, we're going to listen closely to that soundtrack to really break down Virat Kohli's incredible 47th International 100 against Pakistan. It was a true masterclass in handling pressure. So what does a moment like this actually feel like while it's all unfolding? I mean, it's this perfect storm of skill, intense pressure, and just raw electricity. We're going to deconstruct this innings piece by piece, using the commentator's voice as our guide to feel every high, every bit of tension. Okay, so every masterpiece has to start somewhere, right? For a batsman like Virat Kohli, it all begins with finding that rhythm, that perfect, almost unspoken connection with the ball. This is where he starts to build the foundation for everything that's about to come. And here's how it kicks off. It's not some perfect, out-of-the-textbook shot. It's an opportunity, and he seizes it. There's a slight misfield, and the ball just races away to the boundary. And that's a sign of intent right there. He's not just scoring runs, he's flipping the script, putting the pressure right back on the bowlers.
And then the momentum just snowballs. What's so cool here is the acceleration. See, this isn't just one lucky shot. A pattern is starting to emerge. Another boundary follows, and this one feels much more deliberate, more clinical. You can almost see that rhythm just locking into place.
And this is the key. As the commentator points out, these early runs, they are so much more than just numbers on a scoreboard. They're the building blocks of confidence. For an athlete at this level, it's all about using these moments to pick up form, to find that zone, that state of flow where your instinct just completely takes over. All right, so this is where everything changes. You can feel the gears shift. The rhythm is there, the confidence is soaring, and now the innings transforms from just skillful run scoring into an absolute show of pure dominance. You can almost feel the change in his mindset. The commentator senses it too, right? He says, Kohli realizes this is probably his lap. He's not just reacting anymore. He is making a conscious decision to take control, to impose his will on the entire game. You just know a big shot is coming. And boom, there it is. A single, decisive shot that sends the ball sailing over the boundary for a maximum, a 6, the most you can get from one hit. That one number on the screen signifies this singular moment of power that just electrifies the stadium and completely changes the energy of the match. And I love how the commentator calls it. It's so perfect because it's so simple, there's no doubt about this one. He just says, it clears long on. Now that's a deep part of the field, and clearing it isn't just a score, it's a statement of absolute power. The masterclass is officially in full flight. So with that one massive hit, Kohli has put himself right on the brink of history. The tension in the air, it suddenly shifts from the outcome of the match to this personal, monumental milestone. This is the climax of the story. And at this point, everything just seems to slow right down. Every single person watching, whether they're in the stadium or glued to a screen somewhere in the world, is focused on this one player, this one moment. You can feel the collective holding of breath as history just waits to be written. The commentator just captures this feeling perfectly. He says the moment seems to pump suspense into the air. That suspense becomes so thick it almost feels like a physical thing in the stadium. Everybody knows what's at stake. And then it happens. The ball is played, the run is completed, and the milestone is achieved. 47. It's just a number on a screen, but in the world of cricket, it carries some serious weight. So what's the big deal with 47? Well, getting your 47th 100 in this format of the game is a monumental achievement. It puts you in the absolute rarest company, inching you ever closer to the all-time record, which is held by the legend himself, Sachin Tendulkar. So yeah, this isn't just another century, it's a career-defining moment.
And just to add that perfect storybook element, the commentator reminds us about Kohli's special connection to this particular stadium. He loves batting on this ground. It almost feels like destiny, doesn't it? A perfect mix of skill, place, and moment all coming together.
So the milestone is in the bag, but the story isn't just about the numbers. It's also about the very human reaction that comes right after, that release of all that built-up pressure. But what's really fascinating is what happens next. The commentator spots something a little unusual, a reaction from Kohli that we just don't see very often. It's not that intense fist-pumping celebration that we might expect. Instead, what we get is this: pure, unfiltered joy. As the commentator puts it, he's having a laugh,
He's having fun. And it's just the perfect reminder of what's at the core of all this. You know, beneath all the pressure, all the records, and the rivalry is an athlete who just absolutely loves playing the game.
So when you break it all down, the narrative of this incredible performance is crystal clear. It began with finding a rhythm, escalated into pure dominance with that powerful maximum, reached its climax with a historic 47th hundreds, and ended with a moment of simple, pure fun.
Which brings us right back to where we started. After deconstructing the commentary, the build-up, the emotional release, what does a historic moment in sports truly sound and feel like?
Well, maybe the commentator summed it up best. The sentence is fragmented, it's a little breathless, but it captures the feeling perfectly. He doesn't say, "What a great finish." He just says, "This is what a finish." It's a statement of awe that says everything that needs to be said.